The Voorhees Center is part of the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs at the University of Illinois at Chicago. It's one of the 9 research centers and 2 academic departments in the college dedicated to improving the urban condition. In fact, CUPPA was created as part of the urban mission of UIC in 1995, and the Voorhees Center has been an integral part of CUPPA since then, and since its establishment 35 years ago. Voorhees is dedicated to improving and enhancing neighborhoods, communities, housing, livability of the neighborhoods that constitute the richness and fabric of metropolitan regions. Without a Voorhees, I can't imagine that CUPPA could be the face of the university and could convey the urban mission and focus of the university.
The center has been established since 1978 in the College of Urban Planning at UIC. Its central mission and core focus is in promoting community-driven development, particularly in the areas of affordable housing, transportation, education, economic development, employment, and the like. We do our work through research and technical assistance to communities, government entities, as well as other stakeholders, and the purpose of our work is really to assist the work of stakeholders to improve the well-being of residents in their communities. To date, we have done over 350 reports and assisted over 200 organizations in all sectors, and our work is really interactive. We want to make sure that what we do is helpful to the partners that we work with. As we do this, we also promote the university's mission of education, research, and service. Students get an opportunity to work with communities as they're working towards their degrees. Faculty get opportunities to work, to engage with communities and promote their research agendas, and in turn, communities get access to resources and expertise from this university environment. In that sense, we consider the Voorhees Center as a bridge between the university and the communities around it, where the university gains access to community resources and communities get access to university resources and expertise.
Our mission at the Chicago Rehab Network is community empowerment and development without displacement. So when we launched the Development Without Displacement campaign in the 80s with the help of the Voorhees Center and collaboration with them, it actually set up the practices, the strategies, and the actual mechanisms that built the affordable housing community in the city of Chicago and worked with the city to set up the institutions to make sure there was a place for people who needed housing the most. That is, low-income households were being safely housed because we built the infrastructure. And we're still doing that with the Voorhees Center today, building the field for a sustainable, strong community development so that people can be included and we have an agenda of equity. You know, fundamental to the partnership are the people over at Voorhees and the students who we've had here working with us, so many meetings together, and that's what propelled our success together. And now, 30 years later, our partnership endures, and most notably, we continue to work with the Affordable Housing Factbook that fuels the awareness about what we need to do together as a community in the public-private partnerships to build a place that we can call home.
The Latino Family Commission was established by statute to improve the lives of Latinos. We advise the governor, we advise the General Assembly, and we work directly with the state agencies on programs, policies, and legislation which really open up the opportunity for Latino families. Our goal is to improve the health, the wealth, and the well-being of Latino families. The commission began its operations about 2 years ago, and I knew immediately that one of the things we had to do was be able to communicate some of the basic data about Latinos, because everywhere we went, the data that we were sharing seemed new to state agency directors and to policymakers. So I knew where I was going to go. I knew I was going to go to the Voorhees Center and begin a conversation with them about a project that we were thinking of doing that would call as much information and data out there as possible. That's how the Making the Case series began. And in Voorhees, we found a fantastic team that not only had the expertise and the talent to be able to answer all of our data questions by using traditional and non-traditional data sources, but I think moreover, they added so much to our vision of what the project was, and And the most important thing for us was also how to present the data. And the data, our reports, were so happy because the data is presented in a clear, concise manner that everyone can have access to and use in their own work and help us make the case for Latino families.
I worked at the Voorhees Center for 4 years as a research assistant, and I started in 2007 during my first year of my master's in urban planning. I worked on various projects providing technical assistance and research to community groups and small municipalities around Chicago. In 2009, I started working in the Austin community for a project funded by the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation, who was interested in identifying what employment opportunities there were for residents in the Austin community. So in January 2010, we brought together about 20 different stakeholders that represented the organizations that we had interviewed and other leaders from the Austin community to talk about what we found as a part of our research and to start discussions about strategies that we could implement in Austin to address some of the barriers to employment. In 2011, the Voorhees Center helped to develop the board of directors for Austin Come Together, and they incorporated as an organization and got seed money to start the organization up. So myself, along with 2 other people who had been working on the project, were hired as staff members, and I've been there ever since. So really, my experience with the Voorhees Center really helped to start my career and gave me the opportunity to work in the field and develop the relationships that I needed to begin my career in planning.
I am the past CAC chair, which is the Central Advisory Council, an organization that represents very low and low-income housing residents. As the chair, my mission, or our mission, has been to make sure or assist participants in obtaining and maintaining their housing. That entails things such as jobs, increasing income, job trainings, providing information that is beneficial to them. For example, explaining so that they clearly or better understand CHA rules and policies. We partner with other organizations in a collaborative effort to do those things. We have been partners with the Voorhees Center for years. However, in 2012, we were asked by the CHA to come up with a strategy and recommendations for the tenants, things that they wanted to see from a resident's perspective. And so, in collaboration again with the Voorhees Center and other organizations, we came up with the 2012 Central Advisory Council, CAC for short, Strategies and Recommendations report. We won a national award for that report. No other agency that is an advocacy resident-based has done that thus far.
Involved with several different projects with the Voorhees Center over the years. I guess the largest of which was our Research and Technical Assistance Project. So we're based in Chicago. Our heart and soul is with Chicago communities. We've done a lot of work with them, but what many people don't know is that our work has actually brought us all over the United States and in some cases even abroad, and the Research and Technical Assistance, or RTA project, was one of those such projects. So the RTA project we completed in partnership with the Department of Defense's Office of Economic Adjustments, or OEA. OEA is the office at DoD that's responsible for helping communities undergoing major military base or industry transitions. So what we did in the RTA project was we tracked several, or dozens actually, of indicators for communities that were undergoing major military base closures or expansions. Housing market indicators, economic indicators, demographic indicators, indicators that helped them understand how they were doing. And we also provided technical assistance to these communities. We provided them issue briefs and different reports that were relevant to local conditions in their communities to help them weather this major economic transition and to help them better plan for the future. We collaborate frequently with the faculty members and the other research centers here at UIC. For example, our recent report, Planning Transportation to Meet the Needs of an Aging Illinois, was completed in conjunction with our Urban Transportation Center. The report looks at impending senior transportation needs in light of the large aging baby boom population in Illinois.
Important for us to thank our partners, people who've worked with us over the 35 years that the Voorhees Center has been around. Without them, we wouldn't be. That is, the Voorhees Center is based on those partnerships. It helps shape the direction and the ideas that we have, that we explore. You can look, for example, most recently in the last decade or so, we've been doing a lot of research around issues with the intersection of disability and housing and jobs and such like that. And that really comes driven by our partners, for example, at Access Living, which is a major disability advocacy group in Chicago, but really representing issues from around the country. That's led us to do a lot of work that's both formal in terms of research through the National Institute for Disability and Rehab Research on issues around participatory action and getting people engaged who have disabilities in their communities. It's led us to research to help the Department of Housing and Urban Development understand issues around discrimination that people with mental disabilities face in the search for housing. And it's also helped us locally just help people with disabilities to advocate for themselves and around issues around housing and community access. So as an example, that just shows the sort of breadth and depth of work that we're able to do because of a group of people who come to us with their concerns and wanting to really partner together around that issue. So with that said, I want to say thank you to all our partners, people in public housing, people in low-income neighborhoods, people of color, people with disabilities, people who are aging, people who are living throughout the Chicago region who've helped us to really understand the issues and the things that are important to them so that we can do research for them and with them and help them make change and improve their communities.